Welcome to Favorite Card Making Tools with our celebrity panel. Celebrity crafter.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to have each person go around and introduce themselves. If you were at the one this morning, you've already seen this, but bear with us. We got some new people coming on. So Shelly, why don't you tell us about yourself a little bit?
Sure. So, hey everyone. I'm glad to be back. But if you weren't on this morning and we haven't met yet, I'm Shelly from We Can Make That. You can see I have a messy craft blog happening behind me. And I do a lot of SVGs. We have SVG shop over on the site. And then if you are a crafter for business, we also have a lot of fun resources for you over there. And then I have a club for the crafters to get access to our SVG files, and then also a club for the creative business owner.
Okay. Debbie, I'm going to go clockwise.
Hey, I'm Debbie with Debbie. Yeah, my mic's on. Okay, I'm Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. I do a lot of card making. I'm on a couple of different design teams, so I do a lot of different things, but I also like pulling out my Cricut Joy the most, probably, to play with it as well. But yeah, I do a little bit of everything. Mostly cards and a lot of die cutting, a lot of... I can't even think words right now. I just got finished with another live stream, so I do a lot of that too. So, yeah. So I'm also holding classes. I've been in a lot of summits. There's so many things. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Jen. So I do have a lot of folks in the chat that are saying hello, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here again. And yeah. Words escape me right now. Okay. The best way to get to know me is to come hang out. I know, it's a lot today, but the best way to get to know me is come hang out, because I'm crazy and so are my buddies.
Katherine, tell us about you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Katherine from Katherine and Stuff. I was here this morning. If you missed me this morning, then you get to hear about it again. And if not, then you get to hear it for the first time. So I am a sort of a general crafter. I do all sorts of stuff. I do paper crafts. I do sewing. I do upcycling. I do vinyl. I do canvas. I kind of do everything. I like to do all sorts of crafts because I get bored of just one thing. So that's what I do. I kind of do everything. You can check me out at katherineandstuff.com. And I also do shirt designs. You buy some of my shirts in my shop. And I do lots of cards, surprisingly. I mean, I'm not surprisingly. I mean, everyone does cards. Cards are awesome because you can do them for every single sort of event. And that's kind of about me for now. I'm sure we'll talk more about me and all the other crafters while we're doing our Q&A here about favorite card making tools.
Yeah. I realize I haven't really introduced myself. I'm just assuming
Elena, come on.
Who I am since you're on my channel. I'm Elena Anderson. I'm with Black Sheep 303 Creative. I am also the host of the event that this is a part of. So if you're finding us without being part of the event, please register for your free ticket to the online summit that's going on right now called cardmakingwithsvgs.com. It's happening October 1st through 4th, 2025. So if you're seeing this later, unfortunately, you've missed the event. But it is free to get your ticket, so come join us. We have 6 different card projects every day that are free to watch and download the SVG files and have fun with. And then these live streams are part of that. So naturally, we have to talk about our favorite card making tools. So that is what the topic is for this discussion. So does anybody mind if I start?
Go for it.
So I think it's something that everyone should have, whether you are a electronic cutting machine user, like a Cricut card maker, or you are a traditional card maker. You need to have a scoreboard. This saves me every time. And particularly machines like this one's discontinued. So, but there are other versions, and I'll get a link in here for you guys. But I'm losing my train of thought. See, I'm getting old. But with your Cricut, for example, or your Scan and Cut, or your Caesar machine, or whatever you're using, I find, because cardstock is sort of valuable for me, that when you're cutting out the card base, sometimes that's kind of a waste of cardstock. So to have your machine cut it and score it for you, I mean, that's nice. But if it's an A2 size card base and you're using an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper in your machine, at least with a Cricut, for example, you're going to cut off part of that paper. And if you have a paper trimmer and a scoreboard, you can just instead cut that piece of paper in half and then score it outside of your cutting machine to make the card base. So I think that's wonderful. And like people like Joy users, even though you can use your Enjoy Extra, you can use your foil transfer tool to score. Sometimes it's just easier to have a scoreboard. So I highly recommend this. And if you don't know what it is, you can see there's like grooves in it. And across the top, it's got dimensions. And you can get these in Imperial too. So you just go to whatever dimension you want. So I have like, whoops, there goes my stylus. But this is the A2, like 4 1/4 that I have marked down here. And so you just stick your cardstock in there, and then you just score the line with the little scoring tool. All right, that's my first one.
That's a good one. I think I got to get myself one of those tools because I always have that like the fear of wasting the paper with my Cricut because I need a certain size, and I'm like, oh, I got to waste like.
Yeah.
And you know the Cricut, right? You're always losing an edge on each side. It's such a waste. So.
Yep. I agree.
I've got to get one of those. I don't have one. It's on my to-do list.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Who's saying? Well, Katherine, why don't you go next?
All right. So I'm gonna be weird on you here. So I've got a few tools. I'm gonna try something. Bear with me here. Hopefully I don't mess this whole thing up. So I'm going to. Yes, it worked. All right. Sorry, it's upside down, but this is the best that I can do. This is my one favorite tool. It's my paper cutter for making cards because I can make super simple, awesome cards. But my second favorite tool is Canva, and I pull off these like free little designs off of Canva because I'm a free user of all things, and I print them off and then I cut them out like this, and then what I do is I put them onto cards like my sentiment.
Uh-huh.
And this is all done with my fancy paper cutter, and it's like there's no tomorrow. So this is my favorite tool. It's my paper cutter and then free Canva. Canva.com, the free version, because you can do everything for free. That's my favorite tool. Is that okay as a favorite tool? Like a combo of stuff. So that way it's like super cool. Okay, let me change my screen here. Hold on. Does it work? Yes. No, it will not beat me today.
Nice.
I highly endorse the paper cutter.
That
would be like my number 2 thing that everyone should have too.
Right. I think there's like 4 of them around my office right now.
Debbie, what's your favorite tool?
There are and Shelly, I just saw what you put in there. Anyway, there are so many different ones. I'm with Elena that the scoreboard is important. I have never used my cutting machine to make a card base. I have always just cut paper in half and then scored it in half with one of these. My next favorite right now that I'm using all the time, pretty much on every card, and my folks that are in the chat can attest to this, is my T-square. Pear Blossom Press T-squares. There are 2 different sizes, and where's my button? I have a button somewhere for what I want to do here. I was going to try to switch screens. Anyway, so there's actually 2 different sizes. This one is the original A2 size, so it is designed specifically for A2 cards. This one's not done, but you can see it measures 5.5 that way, and it has this, and we've got 2 different measuring pieces. The inside of it, it measures from 0 in the center, and then it's got little pink dots at the thirds, but that's not the best part. The best part is the jigs. How many of you guys have had trouble getting your panel in the center of your card and having your even matting all the way around? She's put jigs in here so that you can slide this in and position your card and have an exact, this one is that's a 1/2 inch. This side is for 3/8, and then she came out with another size that's A7. That's perfect for me because I always do the 1/8 of an inch. And I actually was just using this on a live stream. So it's 1/8 of an inch, makes it so you can put your panel right in the center where you want it. These things are fabulous.
That is cool.
Yeah. this is just basically one of my favorites, and I use it on almost every card since Amanda with Pear Blossom Press came out with it. And that's what I was saying. I saw that Shelly put her link in there while I was pulling up mine. So she did provide that one. Let me grab mine. I'm going to give it to you guys too. But I know she loves this one too. I think that every tool has got a place in my craft room. I love these that make it so that everybody can do all the things. I love my die cutting machine because there's so many things you can do with a die cutting machine, whether it is die cutting or hot foiling or better press. And I love all of the things that go along with that. I like playing with all the things. That's the thing. I like playing with all the toys. All the tools, it's like a hammer or a screwdriver. They've all got a place in your toolbox. You just have to use the right tool for the right thing. And that goes for Canva too, because I use Canva almost every single day. I do all the things. Yeah. I'm going to shut up now.
Shelly,
I talk too much.
Shelly, what's your number one tool?
No, you're good, Debbie. Well, I think we have to say the crickets first, right?
Well, sure.
Or is that just
your electronic cutting machine? Yep.
So this one, let me get it open here. These are a lot of fun. Have you guys seen these before? This is the color.
Oh, yes. Sarah Renee Clark. Yes.
So there's two of them. I have another one hiding over here. But if you, there's a whole process behind color theory and what colors go together, which colors accent it. But these are full of cards. And then, open the last one, so I don't know if that's the order. But it has all the colors and the hues of those colors. And then there is a coordinating picture. And then it, has the colors it pulled from it. And then on the back is where you find all of those. But so if you're looking at some things and you're like, well, I want like a warm feel to it or a winter feel. And then you can just pull these out and there's just hundreds and hundreds of options in here. So these are a lot of fun and they look cute in your room. But so this is one of my favorites because sometimes we just can't think anymore or you have too many options and this helps narrow it down. So this one I'm holding is volume number 1 and it is with Sarah Renee Clark. Yeah. Does anybody else have these? Let me see. I don't have the chat up in our private chat.
I think that's a good idea. I'm terrible with color coordination, so I might need to get one of those.
I've seen them. I have not ordered one, but I'm curious. It looks cool. Like, yeah, when you have decision fatigue and it's just like, I can't think about this right now. Just give me a quick answer. That would be a great thing to have. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just pull the card and then I match like the closest hues to whatever paper I have.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I do that especially when I'm trying to be a little bit more creative because I have a tendency to fall back to the traditional colors a lot of times or my basic blue. I love everything blue, so I love doing that. Halloween has got its own colors. Christmas has got its own colors. And so I kind of go with the season and the theme. But those color cubes and then Spellbinders has got something similar, which is their color deck that does the same kind of thing. And I still need to use it more. I think I've only used it a couple of times and it helps. But I kind of go back to the standards.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
There's not, but it's kind of nice to be able to stretch a little bit and do something a little bit outside of your box. And then go along with kind of what maybe the recipient to think more about what are their colors and what would they like. And sometimes you need a little bit more inspiration for that.
Yeah. And like Becky asked, she said she used it for her Christmas cards to change it up a little bit.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Like a lot of cards and you're like, okay, well, I had this yellow accent. Now I ran out and you kind of get that tunnel vision and it gives you a little bit more options.
Yes.
And then, how many color cubes are there? I know there's at least 2, and I think there might be a third coming out.
I know she's coming out with I think she's coming out with a couple more right now too.
Is it more? Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's coming out. They're not out yet, but she's coming out with more.
Yeah. So I think the original one was out of stock the other day, but I haven't heard that she's not bringing them back. Okay. Ruth says that there is 2 original ones, and then there's 2 more coming out.
Cool.
Thanks, Ruth.
Thanks. Yeah. I see some Terry Kay is saying she's Pinterest.
Yes.
For choosing colors, and that's a great resource too.
Yeah.
And not just for colors. They have a lot of different card ideas and stuff too, because so many people post there. It's a great place for inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just searching color palettes. I sometimes just get sick of being on my computer, and I need to touch the thing.
Yeah, true.
Ruth said that the 2 originals, when out of stock, will not be restocking.
Oh, they won't.
I know I got an email from Sarah Renee Clark, but I didn't. It's where you skim and you don't have a chance to read the whole thing. So she probably read that and I didn't read it. So I need to check that email.
Yeah. Keisha, I think either of them. I think any of them are good. Like whichever one you can grab. There's such a variety in all of them, but they're all great jumping off points.
And she has digital ones too. So you can get the actual cards for people that are really good at you like to hold it in your hand, but she's also got the digital version, so you can get that one as well. Words. Sorry.
Katherine, you got another tool you like?
It's not a tool, but it's a product, maybe.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So
Share it.
I don't say a cheap crafter, but I like to. You understand this, right? You don't want to spend all of your money on all of your crafts, and so what I do is I like to buy these little paper packets. I'm not going to change my screen, but it's a little paper pack, and I got these at the dollar store. It's got like 20 pieces of paper, and they fold perfectly in half. Knock my water over. Got all my paper on my desk right now, so this is the perfect time to knock my water over. But these are like cute little packages of paper. I'm going to open this one. It comes with like 4 different colors of paper, and it's for $2. So our dollars, I'm in Canada, and our dollar stores here in Canada are not $1. And so it comes with like white and purple and blue and green and blue and pink. And so it's like a whole bunch of different pieces of paper, and you literally fold these in half, and it turns into a perfect card size. So this is probably one of my favorite like cheap supplies. There's no links for this. This is just from the dollars. This is from the Dollarama, but Dollar Tree sells these ones as well. And it's like a perfect little piece of paper for folding it. And then you don't need a scoring table, like the little scoring things that you guys, you fancy crafters have. Just fold it in half and it's perfect. So, but yeah, that's probably one of my other favorite tools. It's a supply. It's not really a tool because a lot of my cards, I do a lot with Cricut. But I find that I can make such nice cards simply with like just paper and a paper cutter and Canva. That's probably what I want to say about that. Our Dollar Tree is now a $1.50 tree. Ooh. Yeah, we've got Dollarama in Canada is like $3 typically plus, and then Dollar Tree is $1.50, $2. Nothing is $1 anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They did keep it at $1 for a long time, though. So I can't complain too much about that. It was $1 since back in the 90s when I first discovered it. They didn't change the prices until recently. So,
but even like these little packages that I get, right? This one costs $2, and I get like
that's not a bad price.
It's not a bad price because if I go to Michael's or somewhere else to get the same amount of paper, I'm paying 2-3 times as much easily, and it's the same quality paper. So
yeah.
The only thing that I find with this paper, like no, not this one. There's another one. There's one that's like shiny. It does not cut well on my Joy. It's like, it will not. Now, maybe it could be I need to add more pressure or my mat's not sticky enough or something, but there's one like this that's shiny. It's got like a glitter to it. I love glitter, so everything is glitter. It does not cut well on the Joy, but it cuts fine on the Cricut. So like on my Explorer, so I don't know it's that good.
Yeah, and I love doing the cheap supplies too, especially if it's something that you're just trying out for the first time. You don't know if it's going to be something you're going to love. Yeah. You don't want to spend a lot of money on something that you haven't experimented with yet. Yeah. So Dollar Tree has been that used to be my go-to crafty supply store. As I was learning the different things, they have stamps and dies and paints and all sorts of stuff in there. And it's a great way to try it out for the first time.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's a tool. The dollar store.
The dollar store is a tool.
Yeah. when you're beginning and you don't want to spend a lot of money, and so totally understand.
Go to Dollar Tree, absolutely. Yeah. Go to Amazon. That's another place. Yeah.
Sandy, you're asking about sizes. So this makes this card here, and this is about a 4 by 5 7/8 roughly. So
a little smaller than a 5 by 7.
Yeah. So I make custom envelopes that fit this as well, and then so it's just like it all works out. So
Because there's no there's no card size that you have to make. You can make any size.
Right.
It could be a little teeny weeny, and it
Well,
could be huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Hallmark sells. So we can do the same thing if we want.
And we are crafters, so we can make envelopes that fit any size. card we
Absolutely,
want.
absolutely.
Shelley, you said you have a whole presentation on that here for the summit about making envelopes.
Right. Yeah, that's what my session is. It's all about the envelope.
Envelopes are awesome. They're perfect.
Yep.
So really simple too.
This is my perfect segue because one of my other things I love is like a punch board.
I have those
Making
too.
envelopes.
How about the mini envelope punch board, the ones that make the little teeny weeny ones? I've got both of them.
I don't have that one. But I think
need to
these
grab that.
are great for like, especially if you don't have a huge big machine that can cut like a lot of envelope files, or like you need a 12 by 12 machine. So if you have like a Joy or something, one of those is great for just making an envelope for any size, and it gives you like the sizing.
Yeah, she's got the 1,
over
2,
here
3, so
and
it does
stuff.
more than just the
Like
just the
store it.
envelopes.
I don't know. It's
That's
cool. Comes in handy.
Okay, now I need to go shopping.
And this one's the mini.
Oh,
so
there
it
you
makes
go.
them. Actually, this one's not the mini. This is the gift box one. What did I do with my mini one? The mini one looks just like this, but it's smaller. But it makes little teeny weeny envelopes like this big.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
I'm
cool.
learning so much today.
So that would be good for like making as embellishments on the front of a card.
Yeah.
Oh sure.
Because you could put
Or
lots
like
of little
junk
mini envelopes on.
journaling or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. We got a couple comments. Becky says she has a larger scoreboard that has the sizes to make envelopes and boxes too. That's cool. That's fun. Nice. Kelly has an envelope punch board. A lot of people. I guess that's not a hidden idea. The punch board. Shelly, question for you.
Yeah. So the envelope that is is a square one, but I'm giving you guys a free one, so you can follow after the session and find the link to that one. So there's a regular size, a square one, and then this is the one that you fold. So there's 3 options for envelopes, and then you can go get the scoreboard, and then never ends,
We're good to go on envelopes.
right? Envelopes are expensive, I think. The cute ones, like they've got those ones at the dollar store, but I'm
Debbie,
not sure.
can you get a Peach Blossom T-square from a Canadian seller?
Pear Blossom Press does, they do ship international. So I don't know that they're in the shops, but I would say if you want to see if you can get it from a specific store that you like, Amanda at Pear Blossom Press is absolutely wonderful. She is always looking for more folks to carry her products. You can also get them at scrapbook.com. Spellbinders has got them. So there's a lot of different places that do carry her lights and her T-squares. But I would say go ahead and check out her website first and see if it's where you can do it. If you want to make sure that you can get it local, send her an email. As long as she's not traveling on some kind of a thing, which she has been doing a lot of events and things, if she's not traveling, she should get back with you fairly quickly. And she's on Facebook too, so you can always find her.
Cool. Has anybody used the glue press? She's got it. Debbie's got everything.
I got the tools.
So tell us about that. I am
So
curious.
I have to find my buttons now. I cannot live without my button. My friends know this. Let me find the thing that's got my right buttons on there. Because I want to switch my screen and I forgot where the buttons are. One of my favorite tools is Elgato Stream Deck.
When it works.
Okay. Well, as long as, when it works. They've had some changes and things recently. So now you can see my desk. All right, I hit the right button. So this one is the My Sweet Petunia glue press. It comes with 2 glue bottles. I'm using Barely Arts glue in mine because I love it. And one of the cool things is it's actually got 2 different tip sizes. So we've got a fine tip, and then we have the larger tip. So you can, I've actually got glue in both of them, and I use them both basically interchangeably, except this one is, of course, for my fine tip stuff. They don't clog as bad as some of the others, and that's because it's kind of like the little glue stands that you can get that has a rubber stopper thing down at the bottom that basically holds it so that the glue doesn't come out. However, if any air gets in there, it will clog some, but The tip, this is a Nuvo bottle, and there the tip has got a little pin in it. So you've automatically got a pin for the one that you leave in that bottle like that. And I found that if this one clogs, most of the time I can just take the tip off, take whatever the dry glue is off. But this is what I use to unclog it if I need to. I've just got a paper clip and it fits perfect. I use this all the time, and it does make it easier on your hands, because instead of having to squeeze the bottle to get the glue out, you just pull the trigger. That's all it takes. It's so much easier. I love it. Okay, I'm going to switch my face back because you're probably done with looking at me.
One more. Where did you get it at? Is that
Mine, I think I actually got it from My Sweet Petunia, but they're on a lot of different sites. I know that Katherine Pooler's got it. Let me look up a link for it, because I know I've got a link somewhere. Let me just check my link deli real quick. So I'm big on, I like combining all of the tech things and all of the YouTube video stuff, and I like doing all the things. I play with all the things. So one of the tools that my friends know that I like is my buttons on my live streams. I'm making weird stuff happen on the screen, and they're probably saying, why can't I do the fun things right now? Because I don't have them turned on right now for you guys. No, you're not allowed to do it right now, Ruth.
Or is there, you've got like the things like, the stuff,
the effects and things. I don't have it set up right now to do that, and I did that for courtesy because I didn't want to do it with all the other people. And I can have emotes pop up all over my wall. They can make a zombie dance on my screen.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of different effects. I like Twitch. Twitch is another live streaming platform, and it's mostly gamers, and they like to keep their people involved and engaged. So there's a lot of things that they make happen on the screen, and I try to steal all those ideas and kind of customize them for the people that watch my live streams. So we have a lot of, I even have a caution tape that I have across the bottom of it that says, caution, the chat may take over the stream, because they do. Anne Marit.
Okay.
There's some specific ones that I know that do it all the time, and I love them to death. I love all the things that they do. One person makes Daffy Duck come over and take over the entire screen. Yeah. Every time she comes into the chat, she runs that. I love her to death. Let me get the. I'm gonna stop
Shelley.
and try to pull up the link.
Grab your link, Debbie. Shelley, do you have another tool you want to share?
Sure. Elaine is asking about the glue gun, and I don't know. Is she talking about the one that she had? This Adtech is my favorite one, and it's rechargeable, so it
battery powered. Yep.
And that's using like hot glue.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, probably not a lot of cards. So I'm guessing she was asking about the one that Debbie had. Let me see. I didn't put this one in our links, and this is really old, but this is like one of my favorite things when I'm making cards. Is my stamp cleaner.
Stamp cleaner.
This is from close to my heart. It's probably one of the first things I bought back when I started scrapbooking, when my kids were little, and they're now 22 and 24.
So are you still stamping? Because I see your inks behind you too.
Yes, and this was, I don't know, some of these are starting to like die now because they're close to my heart ones, and now I can't get them anymore, so I need to upgrade. But yeah, I would say that the stamping, and then my little scissors to do the little fussy. I think these are, and at first I'm like, seriously, it's like 15 pairs of scissors. Do we need yet another pair? Yeah.
Yes, you do need mine are non-stick. Are yours non-stick?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, these are like ancient too. These are probably 20 years old. They still make them. They're gray now.
I think
instead of the yellow.
Those are those cutter bees?
Yeah.
They look like cutter bees, yeah.
The cutter bee, but the non-stick blades. I love those.
Non-stick is really nice. I use the Fiskars titanium with this spring, so it's easy on my hands. But even more than these, I love my tweezers, my reverse tweezers. My fingers get in the way whenever I try to put anything on a card, so I have to use these.
Same.
And I lose them, and then I buy another pair, and then I find them, and then I lose. But yeah, these are two. There's several. Like I say, every tool has got a place in my toolbox. There's a purpose for everything. So every time when you say something, it's like, oh yeah, I like that too. Like my Misty. Yeah, I didn't start stamping much. Huh?
Is that the magic mat they keep talking about in the chat?
Oh no, magic mat. This is for my die cutting machine. There's a magic mat, and then there's the magnetic magic mat, and I used it to. I use these things all the time. This makes it so that your plates don't warp as fast. I've been using this basically since day one, and they have different colors. Yes, like that. I've got the red one. I've got the pink one. I have some teal ones that I haven't taken out of the packaging yet.
That's funny.
Where's
What did you say?
These are the magic mat, and you use them in your die cutting machine, because when you put things through your die cutting machine, your plates look like this, but they usually warp really bad. I've been using one of these for over 4 years, and I haven't really had to replace but a couple of plates in that time. And usually in your die cutting machine, the pressure, at least for me, the pressure through my die cutting machine would make these things warp almost immediately. So having this has been a game changer, and I think that's probably one reason why I have stuck with doing so much stuff with Spellbinders, specifically their dies, for the last 4.5 years, is because everything lasts longer and I'm able to keep doing it almost, it's not daily, I can't say daily, but multiple times a week I'm running something through my die cutting machine.
Yeah.
And the magnetic one is really cool too. Where did I friggin' put that? I had it earlier because
the reverse tweezers. I just have the little, like the skin, super skinny.
Yeah, I like my reverse ones because I need a spare hand. Okay, this one is the magnetic. So one side is the magic mat, the regular thing. The other side is magnetic, meaning your dies will stick to it when you have. You know, I use this one because you can't. Okay, with these you can flatten them back out with heat, so they last a lot longer. This one you don't do that because it's got a magnet in it. Mm-hmm. So you don't do it with that one. So I only use this one when I'm die cutting out a stamped image, like what I did with this card that I made today during my afternoon live stream. So I stamped and embossed it, and then I put that one on there with the die, and it held the die in place. So I was able to get a perfect die cut without too much trouble.
Cool.
I used to have a hard time because everything would slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Katherine, you got more tools to share?
No, I don't. I feel like I'm out of my league. I'll have like.
Well, some of that is like we're going
and you know
off
what,
into, like,
Katherine?
more
I just followed your channel.
With my just cutter, I'm like, this is it. This is all I need.
I mean, after scoreboard.
And I subscribe to your channel, Katherine, so I can learn more about the stuff that you do, because I mean, you do everything. It's like I want to do all the things.
I do cards. Like I wouldn't say I'm a card crafter, but wow, man, Debbie, you've got like.
No, okay. Here's my secret. Okay, I think all of my card making has gotten so much better since I started being willing to invest in the correct tools for the different things I want to do. Like today we used the Better Press, we used embossing folders, so we used I used a bunch of tools today, and this is the one with this was the Better Press in the background. Perfect stamping with the Better Press. I did the hot foil. This is not hot foil. We did heat embossing with my heat gun. We used the embossing folder to do the background. So that was another thing with my die cutting machine. So I did, and I'm covering it up. Anyway. So I did all the different things on just one friggin' card, but I made 3 cards in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Well, 2.5. I didn't do a focal image for that one, but here's another one with vellum on there. And it's not where it's something that you have to do it with the tools I've got. There are other ways to do it. This just makes it makes it quick and fast and easy for me.
Yeah.
So I can get a lot more done.
I have a favorite way that you incorporate like those tools with your SVG cards.
Exactly. You can definitely do that. Let's say I had the card that I made for the thing. Let's say the card that I made for the summit, for this one, you could do the main image and then do a background like the embossing folder. Yep. So you could use your embossing tools. You could use your die cutting machine and an embossing folder, and that's a new 3D embossing folder, and then put your focal image over the top. Or sometimes I can do a card like this, and I can take out my Cricut Joy, and I can have it do the sentiment for me because I don't have a sentiment. I did that one. There was one of the new collections from Spellbinders recently that was a cute little gingerbread parachuters. Okay, and one of the people, love him to death, in my chat said it needed to say paratrooper cookies, and I don't have that sentiment, so I had my Cricut Joy do it for me.
Nice.
So it wrote it all out. I colored it in, and it cut it out for me. So I was able to use my Cricut Joy to give me a custom sentiment that I didn't already have in my stash. So there's always ways that you can combine all of your tools, all of your card making knowledge into one project. I'm usually pulling things from 2 or 3 different places all the time. Okay. Oh my goodness. She just asked, what's your favorite adhesive? People in the chat, you have to tell them the answer to this.
Well, I know what mine is. Well, yeah,
I have multiple.
I agree with Janice. Barely Art is my favorite glue.
That's my favorite.
For that, for glue, but I'm thinking adhesive. Foam is life.
Oh,
I put
sure.
I put foam on almost all of my cards, but yeah, I use Barely Art almost exclusively now. Used to use Art Glitter Glue, and they're both great, but Art Glitter Glue, especially for people not in Florida, if it gets cold, they can't ship it because it's going to get too thick. So that's one reason why I wound up trying the other, because I heard such good things about it, and I haven't switched back yet. Gone through several big bottles.
3-in-1 is supposed to be really good too.
Yeah, that's supposed to be really good too. There's some
it.
different glues I haven't really gotten my hands on yet. There is some kind of collal gel, some kind of a gel adhesive that is like a 3D gel that I haven't been able to get a hold of, that I think is going to be fabulous for using with embossing folders and things. Supposedly, from what I've seen, could do, like say you've got an embossed background and you want to put a sentiment on there, it's going to fill in those little grooves so that everything lays flat. So it's almost like having foam behind it that sticks better. And I'm thinking that's going to work really good for creative ways of using lights and light up cards. But I haven't been able to get a hold of it because Amazon was out. Yep.
I'm gonna ask, what about a tape
3D
gun?
gel. That's what Tara K just said in there. Kalal and the Beacon is 3D gel.
Oh, okay.
I like the AdTech tape runners. That's kind of my go-to.
I have an ATG gun.
Every time
I'm out of
somebody
paper
says
now.
something, it's like, okay, I'll pull it out because it's right here.
I have the behemoth. I'll grab it here.
Yeah. Yeah, I've just got the little ones. I used to use the dot liner adhesive. And then at one point I switched to glue. Yeah, she's got the big thing.
The big
So then I
gun.
switched to glue, and then I also occasionally I'll use this. So everything's interchangeable. And then there's of course your score tape, because sometimes there's, like I said, there's a purpose. On the vellum card I just did, I used double-sided adhesive on that because that's really the best way to adhere any kind of a plastic. So everything has its purpose.
Do you guys have a suggestion for like a really simple way for somebody who's making cards with their electronic cutting machine, so an SVG card, to dress it up a little bit beyond just the cutting the pieces of paper out and gluing them together? I mean, that can be great, but oh, Shelly's getting something. I have something really easy. I'll show you on
Okay,
there.
this was my original,
Okay.
and this was the one that I did for the summit. All it is glitter. Glitter. What you did there is foil. It's like,
Well, this would be, I'm
sometimes
talking
it's-
about like gems, adding gems.
oh, gems. Yeah. Well,
I
that
use
one
your
I'm
doesn't
thinking you're
cardstock
using.
for this, but gems is really like fun.
Yeah.
And
And yours
easy,
is with-
easy thing to do.
Yeah, and yours is with foil cardstock, and that dresses it up a bit. Sometimes
glitter
it's just
cardstock
the sometimes
glitter
it's just the
cardstock.
substrate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love using glitter cardstock just to like, and even like I'll even buy glitter vinyl and I'll use that on my cards. So like you can like make it into stickers. So like it's got a little bit of a different feel and a different look than paper. So it's, I don't know. I love glitter. It gets everywhere, but I love it.
Right.
That's why I
this-
like glitter cardstock so much now. Because just like, yeah, doing the glue in the glitter is like, oh, too much work for me now.
Yeah, I agree.
A couple of things that are not tools, but solar spray.
Yeah.
Simon Hurley solar spray. Oh my God. This, the Halloween card I made last night, the background was supposed to be like a, I think originally I was doing it as a galaxy, but it was just black. I just would use like black ink and solar sprays because it has that mica.
That's
So
cool.
that works. You could do splatter with embossing, like heat embossing. Any of the things that you see that people use on cards that are not with SVGs, you can use them on your cards with your Cricut and you can do it on both.
Absolutely.
The only difference is that you either for the cutting, you're using your Cricut to cut everything out
Instead of
and you
dies.
have unlimited number of designs you can pick from instead of using a die.
Yep.
That's the big difference. So everything you can do with a die. Foam is life. You can always pop everything up on foam, and I think that is the solution for almost everything. But you can basically do everything that you can do with your dies, you can do with the foam. I mean, sorry, I said foam again, with your electric cutting machine. It doesn't matter if it's a standing cut or whatever. All of them.
So this is, I mean, you can do the adhesive rhinestones, but I feel like they pop off a lot when you're.
I have to glue them. Double glue.
I always glue them.
So I bought this tool, and they make, this one's super old also, but they make a newer style. I don't think it's pink.
Yeah.
And then you get these, and it kind of reminds me of, when we all used to like bedazzle our clothes.
sure.
Yeah, those are those are like heat vinyl, but they're the heat sticker gems, right? I think I have some of those in my stash that I bought like 5 years ago and never had a tool for it, so I've never used them.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
They're heat.
Yes, I confess. This is a confession. I have not used things in my stash.
What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
None of us do that. Okay, I take that back. I use everything in my stash. Twice, at least.
That's why I have to go to Hobby Lobby and buy more.
How about you, Katherine?
I've got so much stuff. I don't go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's anymore.
Sorry, Elena, I didn't hear you there.
Sorry.
I didn't hear you over all the noise.
What's an easy way to dress up an SVG card for you?
Well, I guess I'll use glitter stickers, right? I'll just design like a star, or even like circles, like just simple circles, like with glitter, or even like a holographic paper instead. I've got some again from the dollar store. They've got like some pretty neat, and it works well. I've got my dollar store sells them the size that they work on the Joy. So like just cutting out little circles and stars or like diamonds with glitter or holographic paper and just gluing them on gives a little bit of a, I don't have any examples because I've given all those cards away, but it gives a little bit more of a something to it, like little.
Sure. It looks like you're using kind of like scraps of paper too for your background.
Yeah, so
that's a cool idea.
So these ones, I did a whole thing a few weeks ago on one of my live. I did like a 4-week event, and so we were making cards from scrap paper, and so this here is all like just pieces of scrap that are like random odds and ends. So I did like this one's got these sort of sizes, and then this one's got different shapes, and then I just did them on like all sort of different patterns, and so. I mean, I think I made like 30 cards that day. Well, it was like in a 4-week schedule that we did it because I only do half-an-hour live sessions. But I think at the end of it, I made 30 cards. And I think I only used like 3 pieces of scrap paper. And I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. I was hoping to get through more, but it was just like, because you're only using like, an inch here, an inch there. And then all of a sudden you don't have all these cards that are, I was hoping to get through more paper, but I don't have any cards left because the kids took them all. But like the scrap paper works well, just like making it into different designs and then cutting it on. Like, so I've got this piece here is like already on a piece that's the right size, and I just glue it on and snip off the edges. But I was hoping to get through more scrap paper with these guys, but I did not. It was like, how could you not use scrap paper? This was the tool because I was really hoping to get through like 6 or 7 pieces of scrap because I'm really unorganized. Maybe I should watch your organizational thing later. I have a bin. Let me show you my bin. Here.
Oh, let's see the bin.
This is my bin. This is my scrap paper bin. It's not even organized. Like I have a piece of scrap paper. It goes in here. It's all in here. Every color, shape, and size. And so this is my organization for my scrap paper. And so I try to use
the mystery box.
It is, but then I'm like, okay, I need a piece of blue paper, and I spend 20 minutes looking for blue. I'm like, I just use a whole new piece of paper, and then the rest of it goes back to the scrap bin. So
That's funny. Someone
And
asked about the vellum and putting adhesive on vellum, and they do make an adhesive for vellum so it won't show through.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes
And
when
using
I
there's artist tack, and that will work too, but it basically puts like the little dot liner kind of adhesive on there, so the little spots, but it covers the whole thing, so it still looks cool. I did that with some ghosts.
yeah, so they do the vellum adhesive. It doesn't show like the dots.
I need to get that. I need to get that.
The other thing I do with it is I use brads or what are they called? Those ones with the circles and
Eyelets?
Thank you, eyelets. Sometimes I'll do that to adhere it. So
That's like the old school.
if I'm too lazy to dig up my vellum adhesive, then I'll just grab that.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Why not?
Because I have a ton of those too. That's what this thing back here is full of.
Ah.
I thought of something else to help kind of give a little extra to your cards. Regardless of what you're using, we've got action wobbles. Got the big action wobbles.
Yeah.
And then there's the new snap and slide that makes slider and spinner cards, which I've mailed out because we did a lot of, I played with, as soon as I got these in, I did like 3 or 4 different lives with them. And yeah, and they just pop together. And this basically replaces those. If you've ever made a slider card and you used the circle dots, the little circle pieces of adhesives for everything to stick to, this basically takes the place of it. And it's not sticky, so it's not going to fall off. And then you just add basically a glue dot over the top of it to adhere it to whatever. So yeah, I've made several of those lately, so they're so much fun. So you make slider cards.
Answer this question.
Another thing with Pear Blossom Press, I mean, they are keep coming out with great ideas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's great.
So Janice is asking, is a Gemini Junior worth the money, or is there a better electric die cutting machine? I have a Gemini, and I have a Gemini Go. I bought the Gemini when it first came out, so it was before the Gemini Junior was available. If I had known, I would have waited because I would have gotten the Junior because the original's really too big and I don't need that much space. But I think yes, absolutely, it is definitely worth the money.
Yeah,
like I have a
big
shot you can see up there.
Yeah.
You know that you hand crank through, but when I was doing a lot of die cutting, I was always using my Geminis, and I have the little Go, which I don't know if they even make anymore, but that thing I really love.
That's funny. I just have the Cuttlebug from
which is this one,
2002 back here.
Oh, that is adorable.
And so
I've got a Gemini Junior too. Yeah,
that's most of what I do. So
I've got a Gemini Junior also. I don't use it like I used to. And the reason for that has to do with foiling. I decided I was going to try hot foiling. So I got the foil press that goes along with that machine. And you have to make sure that when you're getting one of these foiling systems, you have to make sure it fits with the machine. Thing is, I'm in the United States. When the foil I was getting at the time, I think was basically all the Spellbinder stuff I found at Hobby Lobby. And that foil requires higher heat. So although the foil press had the settings for you to be able to adjust the temperature, as soon as I ran it through, it started warping. And by the time I figured out how to use the thing, it broke. The platform for the foil part cracked and broke, had a big old gap. I had to replace that one. And then later I wound up like, I want to finally, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to get the Spellbinders one. That one I have never had a problem with, and I've been using it exclusively, and it works with my Platinum 6, and it would work with your Big Shot and that sort of thing. So because I do foiling and better press that work with the bigger machine, or the hand crank machine, I don't use my electric one anymore. It's back in a closet, so I don't actually ever use it.
Use it for just dies?
Well, I could, but then again, I'd have to have a second thing on my desk. And the Platinum 6 is this big. It has a handle.
Yeah.
I have it under my desk. I just pick it up and use it and put it back down. So I don't have to get up and go do anything. So if I want to do foil, I just plug in my hot foil machine that's over here right beside me. I do that one, and I can run it right through. If I want to do embossing, I run it right through. Yeah. So it works for all of the things, but I agree with you. If you're going to be doing die cutting almost exclusively and you're going to be doing a lot of it, getting an electronic machine is going to be a big help. And I think that if I remember right, the Gemini Junior, one reason I went with it, it was at the least pricey end of the scale at that point in time.
Yeah.
So with all the questions, guys, just to let you know, it depends on what are you going to do with it and what is your budget.
Always.
Yeah, what kind of tools are you willing to invest in now? I mean, I'd like to get one of the Sizzix humongous ones that will work with my other things too, because you could do them all at the same machine. But again, it's going to take too much space on my desk and the price point. And I've already got stuff that works.
Well, and one thing I've found frustrating about dyes versus SVGs, which is kind of why I transitioned over, was, you know, with a dye set, it's kind of pricey.
Yeah.
And I especially really like those full, like, A2 sized ones that are really expensive.
Yeah.
And you can only crank through one at a time.
Yeah.
So if you want to make multiple cards, like say you're doing Christmas cards, it's a lot easier with a Cricut or a silhouette or whatever to cut out 50 flowers than it is to crank 50 flowers through your die cutter. So.
Exactly. So that's my whole thought on it. It depends on what you're wanting to do. Yeah. Also with an SVG, you've got unlimited different designs, but you have to go and you have to use your own creativity to figure out what do I want to do and then download it. I can go and just grab a bunch of dies and just start playing with it and then let the creativity hit after I've assembled whatever it is. So it really just depends on which end is your brain working. Yep. I'm wanting to do more where I'm doing more things with SVGs and coming up with the idea first and not the focal image first.
Right.
Like the light up card I had last night, I just decided I want to do the house. Let's see what I can do with it. So that's this one that I made last night. And where'd that button thing go? It's hiding from me again. There it is. So this one, it's a stamp set from Scrappy Tales. She does really huge ones. All of her cards and stuff are basically designed for 5x7 stuff. So it's a huge thing. And I colored it up and I decided, you know what? I want to put somebody in the window. So that's what the fun thing is. And that's just with a marker. I drew a little person in the background. So there's a little person in the window. Cool. Using a Pear Blossom Press light. And this is like the third different card I've made using that. And I use the die. It just depends. It's like I started with the image in my brain and then let it go from there. If you would rather do it the other way around, that's perfect too. Everything works. It's all creativity and it's all different ideas for you to do the things. And there's my face again. I know I keep going back to that other because
I'm from somebody about, is there a way to send out an email with links for the tools or to add them to the Summit supply list or add them to the VIP page? Maybe. Here's the issue. And the person running this summit is me. What's my team consist of? Me. So, and my husband is helping out a little bit, but he wouldn't know how to do that. So, you know,
Elena,
future, maybe. Oh, maybe Shelly has a suggestion.
I have an idea. So we did one similar when I had a summit, and we did a post in the Facebook group, and then us as creators just went in and added.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So that you don't have to do it. But
that's a really good idea. So
that's
we can
a good
do that.
idea.
And then everybody could contribute, even like people who are in the group or other speakers who aren't on this call.
Yeah, because we all need more tools than we have right now.
Well, absolutely.
Because there's so many different ways. There's no one perfect, absolute certain way to do anything.
Right.
There are a million different ways to do all of the things. You can get the same look from vinyl and heat embossing and hot foil. I mean, you can do the same exact design using lots of different mediums. It's all going to look a little bit different depending on what you use, but you can get a similar look with lots of different things. So don't make my card exactly the way I made it. Put yourself into it. If you want to use pastes, you can use pastes with it. That's just be you. Do what's going to be good for you. And if there's something that I did or Shelly did or or Katherine did, if any of us did something that you want to try that technique, go for it. But add your own spin on it, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be exact. There is no exact in card making.
I always
and
love
part
it.
of the idea of this was to introduce people to these different things you can do.
Absolutely.
So I think a lot of people who are traditional card makers aren't familiar with using SVGs. And then people who use SVGs don't necessarily know about inking and die cutting and foiling and all those things that you can do as a quote traditional card maker.
Yeah.
So we're trying to blend the two.
Well, I'm going to say something else that has nothing to do with cards, but another way to use card making supplies. Artistry iron-on ink. This is sublimation. Shelley does a lot of sublimation. Katherine probably does it with a printer, and this is with markers and inks and stamps. So you can use your same. You can use your same. I'm sorry.
Artistry.
Artistry, yeah.
Nice.
Actually, I did a thing with her this weekend, so I made this one on Saturday. So all the different things that you're wanting to do, they all overlap. Just let your imagination
Find your
flow.
fun.
Exactly.
Find your fun and go for it.
Absolutely.
That's the creativity part, I think, is why we're all
absolutely
in these.
Sure.
This is my other tool I had.
Oh yes, that's a great one.
The bone tool.
Yes.
When I'm just folding
Scoring
cards,
boards, absolutely.
Yeah, when I'm just folding cards, it's depending on the paper and how it's calendared, it puts a finish on it, and it sometimes can crack, and that's where the scoring comes in. But then sometimes you just want that smooth, crisp fold, and this was original. See, it's the old Cricut brand, but they're pretty inexpensive, and you can find them on Amazon. But it really does help with the fold.
And the one that I use is from this one is actually from my envelope punch board. And another tool for when you have cracking, just some water. Yeah, I don't have cracking on most of mine, when I score it and everything, because I'm in Florida and there's water in everything. But if you live in a drier climate, spritz it with water first. Same thing if you're doing an embossing folder, spritz it with water first. It helps a lot.
I use the back of my scoring stylus to fold. I use this side to score, and then I just use this to scrape it across. I don't have a bone tool.
There you go.
The brayer works also.
Yes, I love my brayer.
You can go over the fold. I discovered this kind of by accident, but it works great. And I want to mention that this is one of my very, very favorite things to use with my cutting machines. I really thought this was a total ridiculous expense. And then I got it, and I love this thing for, like, you roll, once you get the paper down on your mat, you just roll over it, and it really, like, adheres.
It saves you so much money in paper because it sticks. Your paper will stick.
Yeah, it helps with the cuts that way too. We should do like a tools bingo, and then like call off tools and then hold them up.
That would be fun.
Run around.
How many do we have actually at our desk?
I have a very small room. I don't have anything on my desk. It's all like around here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, guys, we've been talking for an hour. Pretty fun. So I think I'm going to let the ladies go. Thank you so much for being here and sharing all your ideas. Hopefully,
this has been so much fun. And sorry I talk so much, but I get excited. I really do get excited. I get tickled about all the things. I'm reading the chat and wanting to answer the people. Say thank you, Becky. I've had fun. Have you guys had fun?
We did.
I've had fun.
Thank you so much, Elena. It's been great. And then
thank you so much, hon.
In the Facebook group.
All right. We have another live stream coming up at 4 p.m. And that one, let's topic on that one. I got to check my list here. Cricut card hacks. And that will be with Kelly, who was here this morning, and Jamie Matthews and Sean Mosh. And then I have a quick
I have to watch that one.
The problems with emails, if you're having an issue. That you guys, I don't need you guys to stay. You can stay if you want, but you don't have to. I know you're busy women and you probably need to get going.
Yeah.
So I have a quick note. Some people have been emailing the help email, which is hello@cardmakingwithsvgs.com, about not getting the email this morning for the daily schedule, or maybe not getting the emails at all. They did go out. We have discovered that Gmail accounts, some of them, not all of them, Some of them have been bouncing that email. The reason is hard to say. I would guess, though, because that goes out as a major blast email to thousands of people at one time, some email services view that as, major junk. So they're just bouncing them away. And so there are other accounts that have like AOL, Hotmail, Earthlink. Some of the older ones definitely like just spam those out. And so you don't even get them. So the way to fix that, we don't have a way to fix it, unfortunately, but what you can do is you can put the hello@cardmakingwithsvgs.com email address in your safe senders list or your whitelist or however you go about doing that in your email account if you're having that problem. We can send you instructions if you email us too, if you need help. But I just wanted to get that note out there that is a way to solve that problem. Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been really fun. I love seeing I'm looking over to hear all the comments. It's great to talk to everybody and chat, just do a little chat about tools. I hope we didn't overwhelm you with too much stuff, but there's so much fun stuff out in the world of crafting that we all want to get our hands on, I think, and have fun with. So hopefully I will see you again at the 4 p.m. Live stream. And of course, if you're in the Facebook group, you can always like post your projects or chat and that kind of stuff. And I will try to get that affiliate link post up in the Facebook group. So you guys can get all the links for the stuff we talked about and then probably get some other ideas. So thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day.